There are a lot of men walking around today who aren't broken, they're not weak, they're not incapable of love, and they're definitely not emotionally unavailable the way people love to label them. They're neglected, and emotional neglect is one of the hardest wounds to recognize, because nothing obvious happened. No screaming, no visible trauma, no single moment you can point to. Just years of feeling like your emotions didn't matter. If you've ever felt numb, disconnected, or like you have to carry everything alone, this video might hit closer to home than you expect. Let's talk about 10 signs a man is emotionally neglected, and chances are, you might recognize more than one. A lot of emotionally neglected men don't say, "I'm sad," or "I'm overwhelmed." They say things like, "I'm just tired. I'm good. It is what it is." Because growing up, nobody really asked what he felt, and if they did, it usually didn't go anywhere. So he learned something early. Emotions are problems. Problems are inconvenient, so bury them. Over time, he doesn't just hide his feelings from others. He loses access to them himself. You ever notice how some men will listen to everyone else's struggles, give advice, be supportive? But when it comes to their own issues, they immediately downplay them. They'll say, "Other people have it worse. I'll figure it out. It's not a big deal." That usually isn't humility. That's conditioning. Somewhere along the way, he learned his emotional needs ranked at the bottom of the list, if they ranked at all. Now independence sounds like a strength, and in many ways, it is. But emotionally neglected men often take it to survival-level independence. They don't ask for help. They don't lean on people. They don't open up when life gets heavy. Not because they're strong, but because deep down, they don't expect anyone to show up anyway. So they stop giving people the chance. This one surprises people. Some men don't just struggle giving emotional connection, they struggle receiving it. When someone shows genuine care, he might brush it off, change the subject, joke it away, or feel suspicious of it. Because when you grow up emotionally neglected, attention can feel unfamiliar, even unsafe. It's like being handed something you've spent your whole life learning you're not supposed to need. A lot of men weren't taught that sadness, fear, or loneliness were acceptable emotions. But anger? Anger was allowed, or total shutdown. So instead of saying, "I feel hurt, I feel rejected, I feel overwhelmed," it comes out as frustration, irritability, or emotional distance. Not because he wants to be cold, but because those are the only emotional languages he was ever given. Emotionally neglected men often believe their value comes from what they provide, not who they are. They'll work themselves into exhaustion, fix everyone else's problems, carry responsibilities without complaint. Because deep down, there's this quiet belief: if I stop being useful, I stop being needed. If I stop being needed, I might be abandoned. That's not ego, that's survival logic. This is one of the most painful ones. He can have friends, he can have a partner, he can have family around him, and still feel completely alone. Because emotional neglect doesn't just create loneliness, it creates emotional isolation. He may never feel fully known, fully understood, fully safe being vulnerable. So he stays present physically, but guarded emotionally. Emotionally neglected men often grow up learning their feelings don't deserve space. So as adults, they overextend themselves, say yes when they want to say no, tolerate disrespect longer than they should. Not because they lack standards, but because they were never taught their comfort matters too. This one runs deep. Even when he recognizes he wants support, reassurance, closeness, it feels selfish. It feels weak. It feels like he's asking for too much. So instead of communicating needs, he suppresses them, until resentment or burnout eventually shows up. This is usually the final layer. Emotionally neglected men become incredibly strong, incredibly resilient, and incredibly isolated. They carry grief alone, stress alone, fear about the future alone, not because they want to, but because somewhere in their life, they learned vulnerability didn't lead to safety, it led to disappointment. If you recognized yourself in this video, I want you to hear something clearly. Emotional neglect doesn't mean you were unloved. It usually means the people around you didn't know how to handle emotions themselves, and unfortunately, that gets passed down. But here's the truth most men never hear. Struggling to express emotion doesn't mean you're broken. Struggling to trust support doesn't mean you're cold. And needing connection doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. A lot of men spend their entire lives carrying emotional wounds they don't even realize they have. And the first step isn't fixing everything overnight. It's just recognizing the patterns. If this video felt personal, you're not alone in that. And if you're willing, drop a comment with which sign hit you the hardest. You'd be surprised how many other men are standing in the exact same place. And if this kind of content speaks to you, this channel exists for conversations most men were never allowed to have growing up. You're not fighting this battle alone anymore.